Hello, my literary luminaries, and welcome back to a Top 5 Thursday. It's still a little dim because it's kind of cloudy and gross outside, but I have air conditioning again. Woo! It's very exciting. But in any event, this week's Top 5 Thursday, it's an interesting topic and one I just sort of had to sit down with for a while and figure out what I wanted to say. Because this week's topic, I don't know what's wrong with my hair, is most unlikable characters, like not villains, but like characters I suppose you're meant to like and you don't. I came up with 5. Let's see what you think of them. So without further ado, let's get started. Number 1. Let's start with the obvious ones. I'm going to choose Bella Swan and Edward Cullen from Twilight. I don't like them. Very few people I know like them. I mean, they're meant to be like the main characters. I would put Jacob on here as well, but he's sort of an antagonist, so... But I don't... Despite everything else that most people have said about Bella and Edward that they don't like, and I agree with the vast majority of them, what frustrates me the most in terms of the whole Twilight series, but specifically with Bella and Edward, there's no well thought out backstory for them. There's no depth to any of the characters. There are 2 characters in the entire series that I can think of that have like strong, in-depth backstories. Neither of them are Bella or Edward. This is a problem. These are your 2 main characters. Why do 2 of your sideline characters have more interesting backstories than your core? Frustrates me. Don't like Bella, don't like Edward, don't like Jacob, don't like any of them. Team Jasper. Number 2. Number 2 is really someone that we're probably meant to like, and I just genuinely don't. Though I kind of waffle a bit on it throughout the series. And that's Aspen from the Selection Trilogy by Kira Cass. I didn't like Aspen at the beginning. Like, he was nice, and that's who America liked, and that's fine. The longer the books went on, the more I was like, no, Aspen, just go away. You're causing problems. You're being dumb. I'm done with you now. Goodbye. I couldn't do it. Eventually, by the end, I don't know, he's sort of redeemed. I'm okay with him by the end. But it's a weird ending for him, and that it just sort of appears and is like, poof, all better. And it feels rushed and shoved in and not well thought out. Bonus point, Jacob has the exact same problem in Twilight. Number 3. Now we're getting into a couple, like, big main characters that I truly don't like. Because right now, I'm going after Christine Daae from Phantom of the Opera. I can't stand Christine. Now, granted, I don't really like Raoul either. But again, depending on whose side of the story you're on, Raoul could be considered an antagonist, thus he is not part of the conversation. Christine's just useless. Granted, she's young to my memory. I think she's like 17, 18, something like that in the course of the book. Possibly younger. But she's flighty and dumb, and she has these moments of goodness, and then they just fly away. She can't make up her mind about anything at all. Take it from the books, from the musicals, from anything. Christine's like, no, I love you, Phantom. And she's like, but wait, no, Raoul. And back and forth and back and forth. And then she chooses the Phantom, and the Phantom's like, nope, goodbye. I don't like Christine. I don't like Raoul. And you may have heard me mention that exact same triangle, Christine, Raoul, and Eric, exists in the same fashion in Les Miserables, between Eponine and Cosette and Marius. Just flip all the genders. Guess what? I don't like Cosette or Marius either. Number 4. Number 4 is the only one on the list I think I might get, unhappy notes about. And I could have chosen this character's son, but I didn't really want to get kicked off the internet, so I'm going with James Potter from the Harry Potter series. I like Harry well enough, and that's really why I didn't pick him. I just think Harry's a boring character in large chunks of the series. I don't like James Potter. I don't like him at all. I think he grew up into a probably decent human being and, did better things with his life, but just he spends way too much of the time we ever hear about him being a smarmy ass. And I have no time for him. I don't know. We don't really see a ton to redeem James, other than James is Harry's father and also dies for Harry. Like, we see more that redeems Lily, though Lily's never really needed much to redeem herself with. But James just sort of, he appears as this anecdote, sort of, in Snape's stories. And clearly, Snape doesn't like him. Go figure. But we just get pieces. And then you see the other pieces of people that are like, oh, James Potter, legendary Gryffindor, oh my gosh. And you don't really get a ton to sort of solidify the two into each other until, like, you see that he's part of the Order of the Phoenix. You see him, with Harry as his son. And then, of course, at the very end of the series, we get more of why Snape doesn't really like him, to extrapolate on what we learned in whichever book has the occlumency and whatnot in it. 5? I think it's book 5. But I don't know. I don't like James. And number 5. Number 5 is not from a book, though there is a manga series about it, and thus I'm going to count it. And this is also not a terribly uncommon reaction in the fandom. But Relena Darlin from Gundam Wing, Mobile Suit Gundam Wing. I hate Relena so much. She's not really meant to be hated, but again, she's a useless young girl, and I don't have time for her. I have a very good friend who's another book blogger out there in the universe that's been rewatching the entire series and, like, writing blog posts about it 3 episodes at a time. It's absolutely brilliant. I'll try and find a link to it and put it in the description. Bronwyn's doing a really, really nice job with it. But it's funny because she's counting good things Relena's done versus bad things Relena's done, or stupid things rather. And the stupid is outweighing the good, at least at the moment. I'm still keeping track, Bronwyn, so, I'm paying attention. Relena's so tiring. She's so tiring, and I just can't. I really can't. Like, I know she's supposed to be important, and I just don't care. But those are my 5 top most unlikable characters. It's an awful sentence sounding. Let me know, what do you guys think? What are the top 5 characters that you don't like, despite perhaps being expected to? Let me know in the comments down below. I would love to hear from you. And of course, you can always find me on Twitter at KRyanFreya. I'd love to talk to you there as well. If you liked the video, be sure to give it a thumbs up. It is very much appreciated. And hey, if you're new to the channel, why not subscribe? YouTube will very kindly notify you every time that I put up a video, which should be every Tuesday and Thursday. But until next time, I will bid you all adieu, and I will see you all on Tuesday for another Tuesday Talks. Bye! I'm gonna get hate for that James Potter thing. I don't care. Team Severus, always.